Let us study about the venations found in leaves. So first of all, let's see what is the meaning of venation. So venation is the pattern of arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina of the leaf. So the arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina of the leaf. So in the previous lecture we studied about different parts of the leaf, and lamina is one of it, and we also studied that the lamina has a midrib and various type of veins and veinlets come out of it. So how those veins and veinlets are arranged in the lamina determines what kind of venation is present, and this arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina or surface of the leaf is called as venation. So this venation is of two types: reticulate venation and parallel venation. Let us study about these. It's a very simple concept actually. So what is a reticulate venation? When the veinlets in the lamina form a network or a mesh-like structure in the surface of the leaf, then that kind of arrangement is called reticulate venation. For example, let us understand with the help of a diagram. This is the petiole, this is the lamina of the leaf, and this is the midrib, the prominent vein at the middle. So if the veinlets, they form a network like this in the whole lamina at the surface of the leaf, they form a mesh-like structure. If you look closely, you will see that a network or a mesh kind of structure is present in the lamina of the leaf. Then this kind of arrangement of veins and veinlets is called reticulate venation. Reticulate venation is primarily seen in dicots. So if you have ever observed a leaf of a mango tree, then you must have seen that this kind of network or mesh-like structure or reticulate venation is found in the leaf. If you have not, then you can try it now. And let us study about the parallel venation. In parallel venation, what happens? If this is the leaf and this is the midrib, then the veins and the veinlets, they are arranged parallel to each other like this. They are arranged parallel, that's why it's called a parallel venation. Easy, right? So there will be a midrib and the veinlets will be arranged parallel to the midrib and parallel to each other as well, and they cover the whole lamina. Now this kind of parallel arrangement will be seen in monocots. So if you have ever observed a grass or the leaves of wheat or rice, you will, if you look at the leaves closely, you will find the parallel venation. Alright, so I hope the venation is clear to you. Now let us move on to the types of leaves. If we talk about types of leaves, then there are two types: simple and compound. Now, what is a simple leaf? Let us try to understand that. A simple leaf is that leaf whose lamina is entire, or if there is any incision or cut is present in the lamina, then that cut does not touch the midrib of the leaf. Okay, so what is a simple leaf? A leaf which has the lamina without any incision, or cut. So the lamina is intact, the lamina is full, it is not cut in any way. Or if incision is present, if incision is there, then it does not touch the midrib. Let us understand with the help of a diagram. So suppose this is a leaf. If this is a leaf and this is the lamina of the leaf, so we can see that the lamina is entire, the lamina is intact, it is not cut in any way, anywhere on the leaf. So this is a simple leaf. Now what if the incision or cut is present but it does not touch the midrib? So it could be like this. An incision here, an incision here, an incision here. Okay, see, the incision is not touching the midrib, the cut is not touching the midrib, right? It is away from the midrib. This is the incision. This is a natural incision. We are not making any incision or cut on the leaf. So if such kind of incision is present on the lamina which does not touch the midrib, this is the midrib, then that kind of leaf will be called a simple leaf. Alright, I hope this is clear. Now let us look at the compound leaf. Compound leaf is just the opposite. When the incision actually touches the midrib and the leaf is cut into a large number of leaflets, then that kind of leaf is called a compound leaf. Okay, so if the incision cuts the lamina and a number of leaflets are found, then that kind of leaf will be called a compound leaf. So let us understand with the help of a diagram. If this is a leaf and it has incisions like this, now the incision is touching the midrib. And let me draw like this. There's one leaf here, This one leaf here. Sorry, it's not a leaf, it's actually a leaflet. So the incision has cut the leaf, a single leaf, into these number of leaflets. They are not leaves, they are leaflets. What is the difference between a leaf and a leaflet? We studied that a leaf is always accompanied by a axillary bud at its axil. So an axillary bud would always be present with at the axil of the leaf. But at the axil of leaflets, no axillary bud would be found. So as we can see here, in the leaflets, there are no axillary bud. But at the axil of the leaf, there is an axillary bud. So that shows that this whole thing is not a leaf, but these are leaflets. One single leaf is incised or cut into a large number of leaflets. Alright, so the lamina is cut here and the cut or incision is touching the midrib, so it is a compound leaf. Alright, now compound leaf is further divided into two types: pinnately compound and palmately compound. So this example which I have drawn, this is a pinnately compound leaf. Now what is a pinnately compound leaf? A pinnately compound leaf is that leaf in which the leaflets are arranged on a common axis, which is usually the midrib. So if we can see here, these leaflets are arranged on this common axis, which was the midrib, right? So this is a pinnately compound leaf, and this midrib is usually called a rachis. This midrib is called a rachis. An example given of a pinnately compound leaf is neem. I hope the pinnately compound leaf is clear to you. Now let us look at the other type of a compound leaf, which is palmately compound leaf. So what happens in the palmately compound leaf? The leaflets are arranged. Let me write here first. Palmately compound leaf. So in palmately compound leaf, the lamina would be cut, because we are studying about the compound leaf, and compound leaf is that leaf whose lamina is cut, right, and touches the midrib. So when the leaflets are attached to a single or a central point, single or a common point, then that kind of leaf will be called a palmately compound leaf. So let me draw a palmately compound leaf. It looks like this. This is the petiole, and this is the midrib. Sorry, not the midrib. This is the petiole, and this is the tip of the petiole. So at the tip of the petiole, these leaflets will be arranged like this. They will have a common attachment point. It looks like a palm. If you look at the palms of your hand, this palmately compound leaf looks like a palm of our hands. That's why it is called a palmately compound leaf. So what differentiates it from the pinnately compound leaf? In pinnately compound leaf, we learned that the leaflets are arranged on a common axis, which is called a rachis, like this, right? And in the palmately compound leaf, the leaflets are arranged at a common point, not a common axis, a common point. What is the common point here? The tip of the petiole. And it also looks like the palm. That's why it's called a palmately compound leaf. I hope it's clear to you. The example given are silk and cotton. Okay, so if you look at the silk cotton, you will find palmately compound leaf. So I hope the whole concept is clear about the venation and the types of leaf. Venation is the arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina. Depending on the arrangement, we can divide the leaves into reticulate and parallel venation types. Reticulate venation is found in dicots, parallel venation is found in monocots. Then if we talk about types of leaves, there are two types, simple and compound. Simple leaves are those leaves in which there is the lamina is full, or if any incision is present, then the incision does not touch the midrib of the leaf. If the incision touches the midrib of the leaf, then the whole leaf gets divided into different leaflets. Then depending on how these leaflets are arranged, we can divide the compound leaves into two types, pinnately compound and palmately compound. In pinnately compound leaves, the leaflets are arranged on a common axis, which is usually called a rachis. Example is neem. And in palmately compound leaves, the leaflets are attached to a common point, that is the tip of the petiole. And examples are silk, cotton. Alright, and I hope you also understand how we can differentiate between the leaf and a leaflet. A leaf is always accompanied by an axillary bud at its axil, but leaflets do not have any axillary bud. That's how you can differentiate between a leaf and a leaflet. Alright, so that's all for today's session. Thank you so much.